What's good? What's going on, y'all? Y'all already know what's up. Welcome back to. And my bad. I don't know what I was doing. But anyway, I'm fully back aware of what's going on. So I appreciate you tapping back in with me once again here. It's not easy tapping in, especially when you got so many other gurus you can tap into. Not really a guru. I'm an everyday, regular Joe showing you that you can do this. It's a skill that I learned knowing nothing, especially when I start off with MLM. You can go back to that talk about that already. But I also made money without an MLM and traveling the world and all yada yada yada. Made money and lost money without knowing something. Made money and lost money without knowing with knowing something. So we're gonna go and move forward to this week chart. It is June 24th, 2025. So um yesterday was just June 23rd, marked the first beginning of this week, which was Monday. So with that being said, we're gonna look at what happened on these trades, if they took profit or hit sell loss or whatever. We're gonna take a look at it, see if we can find out why, and then we'll erase the trades, not far as the ones that if they took profit, hit sell loss. We're gonna look into this week, clearing the chart and then putting it back up like it's always. All right. And if is there any trades that is still going on, as I think it's like one, we'll keep it going. All right. So let's start off with Nas 100 since we here. So let's actually undo this real quick. So uh June 17th, 2025 was last week, right? So last week, price broke above previous monthly high and previous weekly high. All right. We're going to stay in the position of buying opportunities. That's this is what we were saying last week. We're going to stay in the position of the buying opportunity we saw from the prior week of that. And then price is also above the pivot point on all time frames. So this kept us in the direction of the buy. As you can see right now, looking from the week time frame, we have not taken profit of this trade. We are on a 1-3 run. I think last week the trade hadn't started. It was somewhat in the area of wanting to start, but it didn't start. So this week is starting. So I'm going to keep this trade. There's no reason for me like to do anything because I already know that this price is buying. It broke above the previous weekly high and the previous monthly high. Um, This is what this candle is. A strong candlestick, as you can see. All right, so um, let me go back. Uh, it broke above here. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, and as you can see, we're into this trade right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a text right here and mark the text as of June 24, 25 price have entered the trade. So now we are currently in the trade. So we're going to wait for this trade to take profit. Going to wait for the trade to take profit for this week. Or see if for some reason it hit this L. So, and I'm going to lock that one back up. And that's kind of what this is like right now. As you can see, right? So we're honestly, I'm going to stay into this trade. I'm not gonna go outside this trade because um simply because we're already into this trade. It makes sense. Like we've already started this trade, so there's no reason for me to get out this trade at the moment. We um might well let it do what it do. So we're gonna delete this part, and then we're gonna lock the chart back up. Let's actually slide this part over. Boom. We're gonna lock this part back up. I don't want to lose it. There we go. All right. Oh, so we locked in. We locked in, twin. All right. So let's move on to gold. All right. So this trade, we're still into this trade, so there's no take profit, sell loss, and there's no reason for us to look into getting into this trade for this week because we're currently in this trade. Moving on to gold, right? Go ahead, me, man. And I want to say mainly it's my fault. My sell loss could have been a little further down, right? So it was wicked out here. Uh, boom, 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 boom. Right. So I am going to find the area. Um, I'm going to see if I can find starting on the week a point we can get this back into because I feel like I entered that trade. See, and it says on the week time frame price have not broken above the previous weekly high. The daily time price broke above the previous daily high. Price is above the pivot point on all time frames. And okay, yeah, I just think that pullback was a simple pullback that was on my part. So I am going to delete this trade here because we obviously hit sell loss. And then I'm going to previous month gonna stay. The weekly is going to boom, delete the week. Delete the previous weekly high. And then I go down to the day, which is the blue. I'm going to delete the blue. The monthly can stay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Now, since we're gonna go off the weekly time frame, this is the week that we're currently in. Um, so we have to go off the week prior, which would be this week. We do have a lower wick and a higher wick. So let's notate these points as we go. Boom. We're going to create the open and the close first. I can make this blue. Okay. All right. Boom. So that's the cup. Oh, try to duplicate it. It's not going to let me duplicate this. It's like we can't be duplicated. We're not duplicable. Give me a second, guys. 1 second. Hello. Hey, beautiful. Um. Oh, you leaving now? 333. Hey, but have you seen Jordan? Yeah. Okay. So I couldn't get in touch with you. So he was about to come back, and we literally got the phone like maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. So let me catch him before you leave. Yeah. I'm on this recording too, but it's fine. I don't know what's going on with this thing, bro. But as my wife do that, I'm going to just mark this and then we can talk about it. Hey, man. All right. We got to log back in. Okay. Ugh, this is making me so upset because why is the okay? I guess this is well. Okay, okay. All right. Sorry about this. So we're gonna see what's up with everything. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move on because my wife was she was just calling to me. She was all right. She having her home, she'll call back. All right, so I want to move on with this. So we're marking gold. Boom. Clone. Because that was not giving me what I wanted earlier. And then we're gonna give a blue horizontal ray. Let's bring this one out just a little bit. There we go. So, and we're gonna do it like this. Previous, previous. Come on now. Previous weekly open. Previous weekly close. Then previous weekly low. And then previous weekly high. Okay. Previous weekly high, previous weekly low, previous weekly open, previous weekly close. All right. This is for the week. So we're gonna drop down to the day. This is today. Well, the 25th. This is today. So this candle, since this is the candle that's moving, we're gonna work off this candle. Price fell below the previous weekly low, so all right. Boom, clone that bad boy out there. Um, all right. Wait, where my music at? Got a little dry here, man. All right. Let's label it previous weekly low, previous daily low, previous daily open. No, that's the close. And then previous daily open is here because we're selling. And there's no high. So we have previous daily open, previous daily close, previous daily low. And the previous daily, so the previous daily close price is not below the previous daily close or previous daily low right here. I take that back. If yeah, price is below the previous daily close. Price is not below the previous daily low. So for the monthly, yeah. Now if price does fall below its previous daily low, we'll look see what price will do for that monthly close. But let's see. Do we find a way to get into this trade or not? Look at my pivot point. Turn those back on. Hmm. Still above pivot point. Yeah, so I want to see if price gonna fall below the previous daily low, or price is going to break above. It don't have a previous daily high. It have a weekly high. I don't know. Let me see. What's up, babe? One call. What's up? Yes. What's up? I think I'm going to see what it does for this week. Because it did hit the sell off, so I'm gonna see what it do for this week. So give me because I don't care. I was very confident in this trade, and I still am. But I would like to see if price gonna break above this weekly high, and because if it does, it break above this monthly, and then we can have a stronger, which I should have did. Should wait the price got about to this point, and then come back to retest it. So that was on me. So the previous notes that we have for it says that we are currently in the active trade. Price have created an inverted head and shoulder on all time frames. We are expecting price to hit take profit. Price broke above the overall trend line on the inverted head and shoulder and retested. Price is also above that pivot point. And I still take nothing from it. You know what I'm saying? Did show a little bit of pullback here, and price had the opportunity to pull back to this low, and even this low. So that was part of the market being the market, you know. Um, Yeah, because we're strongly still above this pivot point, even though price pulled back. Right? Like I said, hmm price start breaking below these levels here, then we'll look at the price of reversing. So I think that I should have waited till price broke out for this previous weekly high, previous monthly high, and to get into this nice little trade buy because prices genetically pull back here, broke, retest, boom, and boom. I should have got in somewhere above that. So price go and look at start to break into the previous weekly close. Then yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to see price go back above this pivot point. Yeah. So we're gonna put for these notes. Let's figure out yeah for these notes. Want to wait. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still looking for that. Okay. So, and then I'm put the date 06 24 25. All right. So that's that. Gonna lock that bad boy in. And we're just gonna move on to the next chart. That was the L right there. I was very confident in it. And I still am. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I just um felt like my sell loss was too narrow. But I'm okay with that though. We're gonna see what it does. So. All right, moving on to we did Nas 100. You saw what that looked like. We are just entering this trade. We hit sell loss on that trade because it was too low. I should have pulled it back a little bit below this previous daily low. I mean, I did, but like a little bit lower to where my previous monthly, because the price got a little bit lower past that than I wouldn't have wanted it. Um, let's look at news before we go into GBP JPY. Today is Tuesday, so we gonna go back one day. All right. So we're gonna look at GBP. We got red for Monday. Excuse me. Tuesday, GBP red, yellow, red, yellow. Then JPY is yellow. Red and yellow so far for GBP and yellow so far for JPY. Yellow for GBP, yellow, red, and then orange, yellow for JPY Friday. So GBP is a little more intricate this week. Um, wait, we go back to where's my before to go here or yeah, the weekly is the blue. So that's what I'm looking for that so far. And now let's go to GBP. As you can see, that trade hit, right? We've been watching that for a minute, right? Let me go back. Y'all see where we waited for that trade, right? We said that GBP had red, yellow, orange photos for the week, still at a strong trade idea, looking for price to break above the previous weekly high, monthly high. Currently in this trade, which was last week, it has not hit the take profit or sell off, waiting on the trade to finish. GBP and GPY is both in the yellow for that next following day. And then that on the 17th of June last week, we were currently in that trade actively. We were witnessing some bad news that will affect the market that following next day, which was the 18th, and then go back into the yellow follows for GBP. Looking for the trade to take profit by the end of today or tomorrow. Thursday or Friday news will be in red. Yep. So we kind of saw that one coming. And then looking at this trade, we took profit on the 23rd, which was yesterday. So Monday we took profit on this trade. Boom. All right. That was good. That was good. So, and then on the long term, looking at it, it looked like this, right? And we saw GBP. I'm gonna go ahead and delete these. Uh, we saw GBP on the month, and then when you zoom back, it looks like this. And we saw where it actually broke that big W pattern, right? Boom, made a W pattern. We saw this little wedge for. Uh, let me put the eye right there. Where it go? All right, and this we were. And we were waiting for price to break out there. All right, and still we want price to come back up to here where it was, right? But we know price is now broke above this point here, where it only wicked in the past here. So price wicked in this area here versus this is where the wick is, right? And then this is where the all right, so same as where there was wicks. This is now closed where the wicks are, so we have price activity there. Right here. All right. See where there was once wicks, price closed above that. So um I looked at news for this week for GBP, JPY. I wasn't really interested, but I think there gonna be some things going on where it's gonna be pivotal. Um I do still see buying, so I'm going to delete and see. I ain't necessarily don't like trading when like that news lined up. That was a TP. News lined up for that particular trade. Um, but news is not lining up for this particular trade for me this week. That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know. Um, I particularly don't like it. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to. Uh, okay, it broke the previous monthly high, of course. Pre-weekly open. We'll delete the daily close. So let's see what it see. If you're interested, you can take it. But I don't really think news aligns for right now. We keep nothing but the blue. RIP to you. So that's the candle that we're on. We're gonna work off this candle. So let's do it, baby. I think I'm gonna pick a different color and get through purple. And is there a tail here? Nope. That was a bullish candle. A fully bullish candle. I can't get mad at that. All right. Did I do that? Did I turn this? I guess so. Okay, let's get it. My turn is purple. I don't know why they're not purple. Purple. And now we're gonna label previous weekly open. Previous weekly close. Yep. Previous weekly low. Previous weekly high. And as you can see, for this week, we are higher than the previous weekly high. We also are higher than the previous monthly high. So with that being said, it's a strong buy going on. News is showing us some craziness. Let's see what this volume is showing. Buying, strong buying, buying. Hey, let's see. So this is today. This is the day we want to work off of. I'm marking the day now. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. And this be all right. Previous daily high. Previous daily close. Previous daily open. Watch, my wife about to come in. So now we got the daily mark for this. We can take a look at it. And again, I don't want to trade it for this week, so I'm not going to trade it, but we're going to see what it looks like. So I would want price to break above the previous daily high in order to trade. In order to trade this bullish opportunity, price will have to break above the previous daily high. Mm, yeah, and that's now to find that pattern when prices pull back, as you can see. Um, you can take a trend line, put it there, something like this. Jeez, something like this. right? And then you have that W formation here. Boom. Right. So right here. And then price break above the daily. Boom, boom, boom. So we found there is a double bottom, a bullish triangle chart pattern. Yes, one of these. I'll be on. I'll be off in a few. You eating something? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, bullish. You eating something? Yeah. Wow. Bullish, bullish, boom. Yeah, boom. See, boom, boom. So we'll have to see. I am going to write this the time frame out as well. 06/24/25. Um, we are going to allow news to play out. All right. Now we're gonna lock that in. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I think it's a bullish triangle pattern. And also you have the double bottoms right here. So you have your W formation here. You have your neckline bar right there. So price break above, right? And the equal will be here. And I think that when price break above that previous daily high, you can find an opportunity to get in, boom. And then you can travel up the chart. Because I feel like this is very strong, bullish. And then for the long term, you're looking at the price to come all the way to here and all the way up to here for a long term scale. And I'm looking at it from the weekly and the daily. So once price break that previous daily high, we're in this bullish formation for a long run. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That is what I got for this trade particularly. Um, so yeah, we're gonna see what it do. That is Nas 100. We have gold. We have GPJPY. Now we're in the last one to see. All right. So we had one trade that didn't take off. We had a trade that took profit. We had a trade that hit sellouts. Now it's two 50-50. All right. Let's see. This is JPY USD. If anybody took this trade, all right. Now if you took one trade, which was you took GPJPY, good job, you profit. Boom. If you took gold, and you did profit, right? But let's see if you took JPY USD. What is it? Where are we at? Boom! Boom! We hit it, right? So we're 2 out of 3 trades for this week, man. If you took it, okay. But in total of that I showed y'all, right? So last time we looked at this trade, we saw um our concern was, will price break the previous weekly low? This is the main question. All right, then on the 17th, which was last week, we looked and saw that price had broke the previous daily low. We're looking for a trade idea after the previous weekly low breaks, and this was set up as a dummy trade to see if we had got caught in the setup from yesterday, and we could have taken it, right? But we rather set it up. So if you took this trade, good job. It was a risky trade, but you got this trade, right? So we saw JPY was back and forth this week, as far as like it had like yellow and orange, but then USD is always terrible. So we are going to put a profit on, excuse me, Friday, and then if it didn't on your trading platform, it locked it in on Monday. But so Friday, I'm gonna do a vertical here. Boom. So and now we're going to delete that. This trade was taking profit. Bam. All right. Let's see what it look like for the money. Sometimes you gotta just believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it was down here. And I think we're actually gonna bow our way up to this major resistance zone. If price fails to break this major resistance zone, right, then we will be initially, you know, continue to sell. So we're still currently under because we took the sale, currently under the pivot point. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So now we're gonna, I don't think I'm gonna take this trade, but I will delete everything and then we'll see what it does. Okay. So we're still gonna keep the monthly. We're gonna go to the week and delete everything from the week to the day. All right. So we're gonna delete the blue, the green, delete all the green, blue, green. Just delete it all. Get rid of it. And this is our last trade too. I'm sorry that this with a little longer. I was over here procrastinating and had a phone call in the middle of everything. So yeah, it was a good trade. And boom, 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 boom. All right, now we got everything off except the monthly. All right, so for this week, this is the week that we're on. We're gonna tailor off the week we just came off of. So I'm gonna move this right here for a second, and then we're gonna mark it. We'll use a blue. Come through. Okay. All right. Boom. Then we're gonna bring that over. Bring that over. Clone that bad boy. Let me make sure I get, yep, there we go. And then, dog, that's crazy. Where's this wick? This is supposed to be green because I moved it. Because it was right here, yeah. Oh, there you go. Put my ray there. We got a blue coming through. And then put another ray here. All right. You're going to mark it. Previous daily high. Wait, no, weekly. Previous weekly low. Previous weekly open. Previous weekly close. All right. Boom. Boom. All right. We're gonna move this bad boy back over here. And now we're gonna go to the day. This is the day that we're currently on, which is we're gonna work off this day right here. Because yeah, this is Tuesday. We need to work off this day right here. Because right now it says 24. Yeah, 24. But this one says the 25th. We're not in the 25th. Because I was trying to figure out. I'm just stay on this candle. Because I think it was messing me up because I'm gonna actually because I usually go off the date. So we'll go to this candle. Since that's the one giving the bullet, the selling. Well, if price does come back to this far. If price definitely come back there, then we don't want it. So it'll play a role for the daily. Because I know on the other chart I used the 24th, but we're gonna it's all right. Previous daily close. And it's the last one. Previous daily open. And then the previous daily low. So price right now is above the previous daily open. But what's going off this candle? Then we want price to break above this previous daily high here, and it's not done so. So we're gonna see because price has an opportunity to pull back, boom, and drop all the way to this low before coming back up. So I would want to watch this trade. Yep. And then price has touched that area multiple times in the past, so it has opportunity. But I will make sure price price break above the previous weekly high. If it doesn't, then price look to break above below the previous day low. So I'm gonna mark my markings 0, 6, 2, 4, 25. We want to watch this trade. Price break. If price fall below the previous daily low, so at the previous nightly open. If price breaks above previous daily high, we are looking to continue the high. I want to see what price can do. This price need to go test this major resistant level. Price needs price needs to retest major resistant level or zone. All right, so then we're gonna lock that bad boy in. Look like something like this, like that. And that's what we got. You know what? That's what we got. So, like I said, that was pretty cool. See those trades play out the way it did. We're not looking to trade anything on JPY USD. We're looking to see which way it's gonna go. We also not looking to trade anything on. I don't want to show my volume. Hold on. Yeah, because I think it's gonna break it back above the previous weekly high, for sure. So Nas 100 is still in the game. We're gonna see what it does. GBP, JPY, we're watching this trade, so we're not necessarily getting into this trade. Gold, we're watching this trade, not getting into this trade either. And then JPY USD, we're watching this trade and we're not getting into this trade. So this week we're not trading. We're just looking and see what is the next move for these trades individually. So thank you for tapping in for this from past week. We got to get 2 out of 3, and then with that we actually put in 4 trades total. So once that trade play out, we'll see what's up. But appreciate y'all for tapping in. And sometimes it won't be as clear. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, but I just be really still believing in myself. And that's what you need to do, is believe in yourself. Um, and I am constantly showing you that. So tap in next time with me. And as you continue to grow, love, fall, break, cry, be in despair, look stupid, look crazy, at some point in time, you're gonna say, Forex is stupid. Dude, look, I agree. I'm talking to a computer right now. See you next time here at FOREX is Stupid. Peace.